Voilà. It will be even easier like that. Bonsoir à toutes et à tous. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to welcome you in this wonderful Monday evening. I was just explaining to Carmen that I can only do it in French, in German, and English. And my English is very Frenchy, so if you have any difficulties understanding me, it will be a pleasure to repeat again. Jaeger-LeCoultre is celebrating this year 180 years of history. It makes this year very particular for the brand. 180 years, when you try to describe what it means, you have many ways. You could count the days, you can count the number of generations that have been working at the manufacturer. At Jaeger-LeCoultre there is also another way to count it, that's the 1,400 movements that have been developed by the manufacturers, the 400 patents. But all these numbers are meaningless compared to the fact that in many families around the world, you have a reverso, you have a memo box, you have an Atmos that is in somehow the connection between 180 years of history of Jaeger-LeCoultre and the life of all those that have something, a connection, a link to Jaeger-LeCoultre. And we are always very pleased to think that it's not only 180 years for Jaeger-LeCoultre, but it's also 180 years for all these families that have shared some of their great moments from a marriage, from a gift with us. That's great and that's magic, but it can be even more great and magic when one day somebody comes in contact with us and tells us one day that her grandfather has a Jaeger-LeCoultre watch. When your given name is your first name is great because Carmen is a very nice name, you pay attention. And when your last name is Chaplin, suddenly you tend to have even more attention to the story. And that's how we discovered that we had the great privilege to have among these families that had a Jaeger-LeCoultre in their heritage, one Jaeger-LeCoultre watch. And then the grandfather of Carmen had received a master memo box in 1953, just behind you, and you see in the windows in the middle that memo box. That was a gift received by Carmen Chaplin in 1953. That watch was donated to the father of Carmen, and that watch was shared with his wife. It's not within the for their marriage, and it became, I would say, a kind of symbol of their love. And for sure, for Jaeger-LeCoultre, you know that cinema is very meaningful to us. You know that we have been a long partner now from the Shanghai Film Festival, that we have also been a partner of Mostra for years, that we are now as well partner of Abu Dhabi, of San Sebastian, of Estoril Film Festival. So it was, all the story was so natural that I even had to say to Carmen just before, Carmen, the only problem is that story is so nice that nobody would believe that's the truth. So you will ask the same question to Carmen, us in two different rooms, so that she can really say that that's the truth, but that's the naked truth of the story. Yes, that's the watch of her grandfather. Yes, it became a discovery a few tens of months ago. And for sure, for us, it was also a great opportunity to say 108 years as well, passing things from generation to generation, not only watches, not only advertising, but also great values. And we say, why not Carmen being capable to create something? Why not you, with your connection with and your link to cinema, with what you know from the world of cinema, being I say, active in the world of cinema, being capable to be a director, to be an actress. Why don't you try to do something about that? Why not you interpreting and giving a vision of the time? We have that celebration. Why just not only bring something alive, your interpretation of what could be what could be your vision of it? And that's how Carmen created the short movies that we share all together. And despite she was not willing to say it, I will let her sing in her voice the name of the short movie. Carmen, the name is?
A Time for Everything.
That's much better than myself, so let's discover a time for everything.